My favorite part right here when white folks come back and find out ex-niggas done stole their seats. This is a message to the black man in America, from Elijah Muhammad, the messenger of Allah, to whom praise is due forever. It ain't a rhyme, it's a lyrical sage's letter. I got a mind and it's ticking like a time bomb, hitting every nigga in the head with Islam. And I'm kicking backs to the blacks in the projects. Yo, I got a sword in my hand for the rednecks. Damn the KKK. Your cross burning Peckerwoods wearing a hood. Yo, we don't play. Go get your buddies and your white sheiks, freaks with a badge and a gun. 25 cars deep, son. The only weapon that I carry is the truth about the government's plot to destroy black youth. The devil is the Mac, using you to kill a black brother in the dope game, slinging cocaine and crack. But if you're too damn blind, deaf, and dumb to understand where I'm coming from, with a MESSAGE to the black man, AND, his enemy. The color man is the other man who took the brother man from the motherland, got them fighting one another and took our names from us and our language, plus lost the religion, the culture, the god of us, the enemy. Yo, he had to deceive us with a blind head, blue-eyed Peckerwood Jesus to make us permanent slaves. But Lazarus must be raised up to bust and plus to crush the devil who put us all in a fine mess. Gave us a fake God and fed us wine flesh. You made us call you master, you bastard. Put us in your church and gave us your pastor, saying we shall overcome, but none overcame. Ain't a damn thing changed, and you still got a slave name. Your brain is trained in the pain, never sick, man. Begging a rich man, sinking like quicksand. Cause Babylon the Great is falling and calling us all in. But you don't wanna get involved in America's evil, wicked way of life and separate from the goddamn white man. Damn, Uncle Sam, better known as the color man. Read the final call, fall of America, and our savior has arrived with the plan from God himself, called Message to the Black Man.
The follower of Farrakhan, hitting every nigga in the head with Islam. The follower of Farrakhan, hitting every nigga in the head with Islam. The follower of Farrakhan, hitting every nigga in the head with Islam. The follower of Farrakhan, hitting every nigga in the head with Islam.
A slave and his master can never be equal, so we gotta separate the good from the evil. And if you get mad time and wanna pull a trigger, then you ain't nothing but a white man's nigga. Buck dancing, boot licking, feet shuffling, loving the devil that gives you nothing but hell, suffering, death, and slavery is all that America ever gave to me. So when we strike black, run for the border. No devils allowed in the new world order. Black man, you better take a stand, it's a must. Cause Minister Louis Farrakhan has already warned us. The rhyme is coming, the time is coming to fuck a white boy up for even looking at a black woman. And you don't need a white girl either. You're sick enough without jungle fever. First love yourself and know yourself and go for self. Don't depend on anyone else. Say yo, Lincoln freed you, so now you need to stop begging white folks to clothe and feed you. Get off the plantation, build a new civilization, be a part of your own black nation, and do for self or suffer the consequences. ISLAM is a business, so damn Uncle Sam, better known as the color man. Read the final call, fall of America, and our savior has arrived with a plan from God himself, called Message to the Black Man.
The follower of Farrakhan, hitting every nigga in the head with Islam. The follower of Farrakhan, hitting every nigga in the head with Islam. The follower of Farrakhan, hitting every nigga in the head with Islam. The follower of Farrakhan, hitting every nigga in the head with Islam.
Freedom, justice, equality, and independence to all African descendants who came here in the year 1555 and lost 600 million lives on a ship from Africa to North America. Study the man's character, then listen to the messenger, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Dropped the supreme wisdom atomic bomb, but you ridiculed and rejected him. Very few of you niggas accepted him. You love to argue, but hate to listen. You condemn the Muslims, but you ain't a Christian. Well, what is a Christian? One who is Christ-like, not one that eats the pig and smokes the pipe, right? Adulterous, fornicators and hypocrites, saying God's a ghost who had sex with an innocent white woman. But Jesus is black, so why the hell are you waiting for a white man?
Assalamu alaikum. Can you all hear me and see me? Let me know if you can hear me and see me on this good Thursday morning. Welcome to this morning's power call. Today, I just finished listening to this Q&A. Perfect timing. Well, there it is, Brother Will. Told you. Everything is lining up for you, Brother Will. Man, in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness there is no God but Allah, who we believe came in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, who raised up for us the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the living and exalted Christ. And we thank those two for leaving in our midst a divine warner and guide, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. It's in there three names. I would like to greet you all with the greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum. Great video information. Well, we ain't said nothing yet, Brother Anthony Johnson. Well, we hopefully is some great information for you. All right, let's go. I wanted to find something that kind of went with the theme we was on this morning or this week. I seen Brother Wesley did another relationship one yesterday, so I said, well, let's go ahead and keep the relationship theme going. You know, we got plenty of videos on relationships. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna watch. Now, let me see. Man, I ain't got that book up. If you don't have the book, go get the book. It's called Real Love. It's a purple book, which I don't see, but it's a purple book. It's called Real Love. And I think you can get it from ministerava.com. If not, y'all can put it in the comment section where y'all know we can get it from. I think I got mine from ministerava.com. But they said it's also an ebook. Make sure y'all get that book. Really, 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 really good book, man, to read. Really good book to read together with your spouse. It's real balanced, because she's a woman. She's not just men bashing, like she's giving, both sides of the coin. So it's a really balanced, a well-written and thought out book by our sister, Dr. Ava Muhammad. May Allah be pleased with her. So what we're going to do is we're going to listen to a Q&A that she did about relationships. And then at the end, we just press one and we dialogue about what stood out for us. Okay. All right, let's pull this thing up. All right, here we go. Get ready, family. Here we go.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Welcome to ministerava.com on the Elevated Places Radio. It is a pleasure to be with you once again for Real Love in Real Life. Tonight, I'm going to make a commitment to make the answers to your questions as brief as possible so that we can get more questions in. I do want to say this before we get started very quickly, and I'm going back to the book Real Love. I want to return to the opening definition I gave of real love so that we can be on the same page in terms of our understanding of what we're talking about on this program. Real love is the ultimate communication between two people who unite to form one being, even while each keeps his or her own unique identity and acceptance of self. In order to achieve this state, a couple must master communication in every sphere: sexual, emotional, mental, and spiritual. Such a relationship grows in power. The mutual attraction never fades because the two people constantly renew one another. At its deepest level, real love is the recognition of God in one another. It goes beyond the physical, beyond the ego, and it moves into the very essence of the other person, which is the Spirit of God. And so, with that idea in mind, we're ready to move forward with real love in real life. And I can't thank you all enough for taking time to be with us this evening. And a special thanks to Brother Troy, Sister Donna, Sister Kim, and Sister LaShawn for making this possible.
Just want to thank you all for joining us once again. Please make sure that you like and share. Let everyone know that we're on and to join us so that we can get your questions in. I know many of you who saw the promo are probably really excited about hearing the answers and responses to some of those questions. And inshallah, we will get through those. But we're also going to be looking for the questions that you are sending via the website, the Facebook, as well as YouTube. So please make sure you like, share, and we'll look forward to your questions. I am going to go through my list of magical questions, and I am going to choose this one. And this question is from my brother, but let's be clear, this was not me, but we're going to start with that one first. So, student Ms. Abel, why are sisters still reluctant to choose the option of working to contribute to something to the household to secure the best interest of the family until we figure out the best way forward? And just a little context of this question, the brother was sharing that he understands the responsibility of the brothers and that the men are the maintainers, but he said dealing with the current reality of with COVID and that many have lost their job, that should some other consideration be taken into consideration.
Yes, assalamu alaikum, and I thank the questioner for that submission, because right now all of our marriages are under severe trial because of external as well as internal circumstances. Well, I'll start with what the Holy Quran says, and Brother Troy alluded to the term, but in the Holy Quran, Allah states, men are the maintainers of women. He does not state it with conditions or exceptions on it. He states it as a state of being or condition. And there are a multitude of reasons for that. If we go back, as I spoke about in the last session, and as you know, we are taught by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and by his servant and national representative, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, that male and female have very definitive roles designed to ensure not only the reproduction of human life, but the evolution of man, male and female, into God. The only true reality is Allah. So when we talk about the reality of the current condition, it's the current condition that will ultimately pass away. We don't want to draw conclusions or make assumptions, whether it is inside the relationship or inside the community. So when the question is asked, why are sisters, plural, still reluctant to choose the options of working to contribute something, there are a number of assumptions in that question that we want to be careful and move away from. Because where was this conclusion drawn from? That there's a reluctance among sisters to contribute to the household. See, the option, or so-called option, because is it really a time in which we have many choices? But working outside the home is one way to contribute, and it primarily consists of income. But more important to the Black man is his need to have comfort, to have consolation, to have someone who can not only support him in his needs emotionally, mentally, physically, and above all, spiritually. How do you place a dollar value on that? When you have a believing woman as a wife, this is priceless, because if you are getting your needs met in that marriage, then you will be able to create a way to increase the income to a level where it can support the family, whether it's creative ideas in business, whether two incomes are needed, maybe we have to have two jobs. But it is critical that we consider first and foremost what our spiritual needs are. And the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, in giving us the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, has stated to us in self-improvement, the basis for community development, that the problem in our relationships is that we go to the secondary source for our needs and we bypass the primary source. The primary source is Allah. And when we meet our duty to Allah, then the onus is on Him to supply our needs. So let's just make sure in our self-assessments and in our assessment of our spouse that we are giving sufficient consideration to what our true needs are, that the secondary things we need to do in order to meet the financial obligations required to support a family will automatically take place once we zero in on that primary source, which is Allah.
Thank you, Minister Ava. And once again, want to encourage our viewers to make sure that you're liking, sharing, and make sure that you allow everyone to know that this program is live and they have the opportunity in real time to ask Student Minister Ava questions about, and particularly male-female relationships. But all of us should have this book, and we're gonna talk a little bit about this later on. I got my copy. I got more than one copy, but this is my old one. But you should all get the book. Of course, you can go to Minister Ava Muhammad for that. And with that said, I'm going to drop off, and we have my illustrious sister, Sister Donna Muhammad from Memphis, Tennessee, who's going to ask the next question.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm already enjoying this program. Thank you, Minister Ava. And the question that I'm going to go into now surround courtship, since that's the foundation and the basis on which we go. And the first question regarding courtship is, do we have to ask permission to go into courtship? And then the question was asked, especially if we ourselves are a laborer, a student minister or student captor, and a member of the executive council is what they wanted to know. That's question number one.
Oh, yes, ma'am. All right. You know, the Nation of Islam, this is on my mind because it was brought to me recently. Someone raised the question about us being a cult. We are not a cult. And one of the things we don't do is tell people who they should marry. The process of courtship that came from the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is the faith community's service to its members. The courtship process is designed to facilitate assisting us in making the best decision possible. Now, at all times, the restrictive laws must be observed in a courtship. If you are a registered Muslim, you are expected to comply with our restrictive laws. And of course, the courtship, in all honesty, is primarily for the protection of the female, the woman in the courtship. Because an open courtship, which is known to the faith community, which is supervised, protects her reputation, particularly if the courtship does not ultimately result in marriage. But no, you don't have to ask permission to go into courtship. However, you have to observe the restrictive and comply with the restrictive laws of Islam. And frankly, I would recommend that to all of us, no matter what our age, no matter whether we've been in a marriage before. We want to take advantage of what Allah has given us through the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan to maximize our chances at happiness and fulfillment. Thank you. It's an excellent question.
Thank you, Minister Ava. I just want to, for our audience that may not be registered citizens of the Nation of Islam, I just want to throw in a question and
Yes,
want to
sir.
address that. Can you talk real briefly about, well, what is this? What is courtship? What is that for those who may not know?
Yes, sir. Well, you know, the word court in courtship comes from the same meaning of court in the judicial system, where trials are conducted to resolve issues or questions between parties. It is a search for the truth. And so that's what a courtship is. It is when two people come together and desire to interact in contemplation of marriage. In the Nation of Islam, we discourage and we don't do what is called, quote, date. In other words, where we are constantly interacting and moving from one person to another just to, quote, go out and have a good time. At this stage of our development as a civilization, it is critical that we uphold respect for one another, because that view of one another is going to follow through into the marriage. And so you don't have to be a Muslim or a Christian or any type of religion. Whatever your background is, you know, Islam is a way of life. Islam is when we seek peace, when we seek to be submissive to the will of the Creator for us. And in order to protect the society, we don't want to have fornication, adultery, loose behavior, which we all know is a fact, results not only in arguments, hostility, suspicion, and mistrust, but has led on countless occasions to murder, not to mention the impact on the offspring of a sexual union between two people when it happens without thought or planning.
Thank you again, Student Minister Ava Muhammad. And I just want to encourage everybody, once again, we're looking for those questions. We got questions that are already on this list, but we want to make sure that we're getting to some of the questions of those who are watching and viewing live. And I have to say this, of course, we always are looking forward and love the opportunity to hear Student Minister Ava ask all of these questions that we've had in our head, but this show is focused on questions related to relationships. So all the other questions that you have in your head, not this time. You can check out her show on Thursday, which will provide, Allah willing, a little bit more information at the close of the show. But let's focus those questions on male and female relationships. And with that said, I'm bringing Sister Donna back up for another question.
Okay, so we're going to stick into the theme of courtship for one more question and then move on to another question. And this is a two-part question, which actually is a segue from what you just responded to, because the person asked the question, is there an age limit that allows one to avoid going through the courtship? For example, if they're in their 60s and 70s. And I think it's really, if I'm looking at the context of the question, is the nature of things such as a chaperone or other different things that are inherent in the courtship process. And then the other part of the question is it important to meet each other's family members during the courtship, their parents, their extended family, their children, their grandchildren, perhaps, depending on, what type of relationship that they had?
There's no age limit. Again, it's up to you whether you avail yourself of this divinely guided process and methodology to assist you in making the right choice in a mate. However, there's no age limit. It doesn't matter. We can say, if we're in our 60s or 70s, oh, I've been there, I've done that, I've been married before, or I'm so mature that I don't want anyone intruding on my time with this person. Now, of course, the presence of chaperones is generally, this is a married couple who have been married sufficiently long enough to understand and appreciate the institution of marriage, but it's not meant to be intrusive. Again, I don't care how old you are, you want your reputation intact and you want it protected. And so, again, I would still recommend the courtship process. Family is essential. When two people marry, their families are also marrying. It is a bond between the families of the respective couple members, respective partners. And so everyone who is close to, who cares deeply about the husband or wife, parents, children, cousins, family, friends, all are critical and all should attend, if possible, to the extent possible, the ceremony, a simple ceremony that would be held for the marriage. Is important because you're declaring to the community, you're letting everyone know, even down to the practical reality of saying to the women, this man is taken, saying to the men, this woman is taken. And so this is why we don't go in the shadows and do this and have to guess what type of relationship people have with one another.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is really good information, and I hope that everyone is enjoying this. And we're looking for those questions. I don't see any questions. I got to check my other spots to make sure I'm not missing anything, but I haven't seen any questions that are popping up from this live audience yet. But we're going to go ahead and continue to move forward with the ones that we do have. And with that said, the next question I have right here is, how can we forgive and atone when the other feels the other is at fault or blamed to be blamed solely? So how do you forgive and atone when it's your fault and not mine?
The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said recently, and it was so beautiful and profound, he said, never approach a problem as though you are not part of the problem. I will say that again. Never approach a problem as though you are not a part of the problem. And you can feel free to quote me quoting him, because he said this in a laborers meeting. See, if one party feels the other one is solely to blame, this is a failure to engage in any form of self-examination, self-analysis, and self-correction, which all of us are in need of. Another thing Minister Farrakhan has said is, if you look for fault, you will find it, because everyone has faults. The way to forgiveness and atonement is on that individual. And if someone persists, if your spouse persists in holding a grudge, whether it seems justified or not, this is going to ultimately lead to a termination of the relationship. But it doesn't stop you from forgiving. In other words, if they did wrong, forgiveness, this is why we had a Day of Atonement and the 8 steps of atonement. You forgive and atone with the God. It's really Allah who you are seeking forgiveness and atonement with. It's Allah. It's not the other person. When you take your marriage vows and you make your statement of intention, it's Allah that you are making that statement of intention to. When you give your word and say, my word is bond and I will give my life before my word shall fail me, that's to Allah. And so if the spouse goes out and commits adultery, you don't go out and commit adultery as well in a state of vindictiveness. You seek Allah's guidance and say, what do I do now? Because there's been a major breach in this contract between the two of us. I need you, Allah, to help me. And then Allah will show that other person to you in how they behave, how they act, whether or not they demonstrate any remorse, because it is a long uphill climb to recovery from such a major breach of the promise that is made in a marriage to commit adultery.
Okay, so we may have had some technical difficulties with Brother Troy, and we're going to continue because we know in this hour, with all the institutions breaking down from the post office to everywhere else, the internet is experiencing the same. So we're going to continue on in our questions, and we're going to get into some really deep-rooted feelings and within some of the issues that we're dealing with in our communities, and one which you discussed in the promo, which was for this show, which was how do we as women rise above emotion in regards to the domestic life of Allah's servants as it relates to our own husbands and marriages. And the sister further asked, do you think this aspect of those servants' lives subconsciously give our men license to do so? And why would Allah make us the sole object and desire of that man if we would later have to share him with somebody else? So you can feel some of the pain and other things inside that question.
Yes, ma'am. It's key to understand the domestic life. I heard the word Allah's servant, God's servant. And in the nation of Islam, here in North America, no one has been granted permission to take more than one wife outside of the servant of God in our midst. So right now, that's an academic question as far as being concerned. How do we cope with that? It takes a specially made man, and then it takes especially made woman and women to be part of the domestic life of a servant of God. God has his intention and purpose in doing that, because if you look at the sun and the 9 planets that rotate around it and are part of the solar system, those planets manifest the sun's different facets of its ability to give and sustain life. And so out of all of these 9 planets in our particular solar system, there are different life forms that contribute to the existence and the evolution of our universe. It is perfectly natural for all of us to desire to be the sole object of our husband's love and affection. And remember, in the very beginning, when it was the self-created God, it was one woman. He created one woman from himself. And the Holy Quran said, many came from those 2, not domestic lives. Islam responds to prevailing conditions. In a people, as it was at the time of the revelation of the Holy Quran to Muhammad ibn Abdullah, the male population was decimated because of continuing wars. And there were many widows, there were many orphans who were in need of protection. And this is a problem that Allah provided a solution to through the permission of men of means. That's very important. Men of means to take wives, not girlfriends. And so when a man took on the responsibility of a second wife or more, each wife had to be provided on a level as though she were the only one. In other words, her own home, sustenance, financial support sufficient for her, and if there were children, for those children. And so here in North America, in white America, which is an adulterous society, a society where, yes, the Black male population has been fairly decimated by homicides, the killing of our men. However, at this stage of development, our men are not overall prepared to take on the emotional, spiritual, or financial responsibility of more than one wife. Satan has caused a role reversal between the Black man and the Black woman. He has a system where now Black women, for the most part, earn more income. And there has been a unraveling, as Minister Farrakhan taught on the unraveling of a great nation. At the root of that, across all races and demographics, there has been the destruction of the institution of marriage. And so you have a generation now of young people who don't even see the purpose of getting married, let alone do they have the level of commitment that's needed to stay in a marriage when the inevitable problems come up. Now, the question about, do some men feel that because the servant of God takes wives by Allah's order and permission, that they should be able to do the same? Yes, for the most part, that is true. Because a man has to be highly spiritual, developed, not to have feelings of jealousy and possibly envy for what he perceives the servant of God to have, because all that is apparent is not real. Sometimes things look desirable to you on the outside, but if you were called upon to make the commitment required of the one that's on the inside of that, perhaps that would lessen your desire.
All praises are due to Allah. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I know that I'm enjoying this, and if you're not enjoying this, I don't know. You must be asleep. You can't hear, and even if you can't hear, you should be able to check out.
Appears we're having some technical difficulty.
Excited. I want to encourage you all to make a donation to support. If you're enjoying this program and you look forward to more programming like this, go ahead and make a donation at PayPal at paypal.me/Minister Ava. Or if you use PayPal regularly, you can just go to Minister Ava and make a donation. I want to jump briefly to one of the questions that I saw that is actually from one of our viewers, and that is, okay. So I'm going to ask Sister Donna to reach out to Minister Ava because she just dropped off, and inshallah we can get her back on. But I'm going to fill time while we're doing that. So with that said, I want to go ahead and encourage you once again to support this program and further programs. And if you notice, it says Elevated Places Network, and there she is right there to save the day.
My apologies. And I will say this because this is real talk. Brother Choi and I and the team are working so that I can have the proper internet connection and location that I need to make sure that we minimize the interruptions.
Yes, ma'am.
My
Praise God.
apologies.
So I'm going to go ahead and jump to one of the questions that I saw pop up on the internet. And that's not the one that I was looking for. The first one was, I'm sorry. There it is, right there. No, that wasn't it either. I wanted to get the first one so I don't miss them. Okay. What should we do if we're already in a relationship with someone who is a good person, but who I may not feel is the right person for me?
Well, this is a discussion, a mental and emotional and spiritual discussion you're going to have with yourself first, because in the process of self-examination that we are being given in our course from Minister Louis Farrakhan, you have to speak with yourself and probe your deeper processes. You know, only 20% of our conscious mind is above the surface where we're aware of it. In other words, we're only aware of 20% of what we're thinking. 80% of what we think, we're unaware that we're thinking it. And we have to undergo a process where the conscious mind says, I'm going to pray, I'm going to meditate, and I'm going to, with Allah's help, take this journey down into my deeper self and find out what is it that's moving me to feel like I feel. Because when you say it's a good person, that's number one. What does that mean? What does that mean to you when you say someone is a good person? Secondly, you have to ask yourself, what is right or not right? You can only answer that if you give yourself an honest list of what is your criterion. What are your prerequisites for what the right person is for you? And it's not an invalid position in the sense that there is no right or wrong person, but there are people that are not right for one another. That term chemistry is real, is significant. We've all met people in life that we had an instant attraction to. And I don't even mean just now male, female. I mean the friends that we have. We've had teachers. I like this teacher. I don't like that one. I don't know what it is. I just don't like him. I don't know what it is. I just don't like her. There is such a thing as chemistry not matching. And this is why we have to be so careful about how deep we get into a relationship before we ask ourselves those questions and before we have an honest dialogue with the other person. You know, you have to have a list of things that are what you call deal breakers. What's number one for you in your life that your permanent mate has to have in order for you to say, I'm going to go with this? Because we're not made to jump in and out of relationships like we're in the produce section of the supermarket and we pick up an avocado and we feel it. Oh, that's too hard. That's not ripe, and put it down and pick up another one. This is not the produce section of the supermarket. We have to do what we can. And this is why in the book, Real Love, I have a chapter called The Art of Being Alone. Everyone is alone at some point in their life. And during that time, you have the special opportunity to develop a very deep, wonderful, flowing relationship with Allah, God, where you talk to him and he always answers you. Always. Never say I didn't get an answer. You may not have gotten the answer you wanted, but you got an answer. And sometimes the answer comes directly from him into your mind. Sometimes it comes through other people. He will send people to you that will say things or show you things, and you know that that's the answer to the question you put forth to the God in your prayer. And so just do a very thorough self-evaluation so that you understand what you are saying. We have more than one self. And one of the goals in our spiritual development is to bring those selves into oneness with one another. There's only one I. When you say I, you say, well, I was telling myself something the other day. I told myself, don't do that. Who's the I? And who's the myself? They have to be brought together. These are the forces of nature within you. When Allah spoke to the angels and said, I am going to place a ruler in the earth, and one of them objected, he was speaking to the forces within himself. And one force within himself, which we know to be Satan, said, no, I'm not doing it. And he said, get thee out of here. He put him aside, but he did not destroy him. Why? Because he was on a continual path of working to perfection. We stand now at the end of Satan's rule, meaning Allah is standing at the point of complete destruction of the Satan of self. And so we have to be engaged in the same process, pulling together the opposition that we find within our own mind. And I'm sorry I went so long, but got a little fired up.
That was powerful. That was definitely powerful. Okay, so as we continue on, and again, if you like what you're hearing, you can also support this continued ministry by going to paypal.me/Minister Ava, because I mean, look at all this wisdom that we're getting, and she just flows like a spring with everything that she has taken in. She shares it so freely with us. So we welcome your contributions to this continued ministry. So going in, we have a sister that she referred you have, and you have referred to this often, about how the male is the conscious and the female is the subconscious. And she said that you stated in your book that men can't really comprehend exactly what a woman does, and that paraphrasing that, as women we should really kind of stop complaining about it. And she wanted to know, what do you mean by that? Does that mean we can't complain, or because they just don't get us?
I apologize, Sister Donna. The last part of your question, the audio went down, and it's probably on my end.
Okay, well, she basically was talking about the male and female being conscious and subconscious, and that a male doesn't really comprehend what a woman does, and that really we should just kind of stop complaining. And she wanted to expound on it because, what we can't say nothing. We just
Yes, ma'am. Well, here's the thing now, that we have to start with this on a scientific level. When we talk about male and female, we're talking about the plus and the minus, the active and the inactive. And understand that male and female both came out of a single being, which is the self-created God. And so the reason I made this statement is because the conscious level is the active, moving, aware level. The subconscious is beneath the surface, and the subconscious is where all of our memories are stored. You notice how women tend to remember everything that ever happened in the relationship long after the husband has moved on to the next thing. That's just a small manifestation of conscious and subconscious. But It's not that one is better than the other. We are required to seek to make sure Allah is in our lives and that He is guiding us both in the conscious and subconscious realm. And so we should, though, as women, knowing that, relax a little more and not be so intense or develop so much anxiety when we think to ourselves, oh, my husband doesn't fully understand me. It's that as a man, he is occupied with the proactive, the moving through the universe, the sun moving on to its destination. And so that's what I meant by that, that we should be aware on both sides of how each of us operates genetically and in our God-given role. That'll give us a better understanding of each other and why we do the things we do.
Praise due to Allah. Thank you so much, Minister Ava. Time is just flying. I think we're going to leave all of the questions that you were mentioned in the promo. I think we got through all of it. I'll look for Sister Donna to make sure that I didn't forget any. But I'm going to jump to a question for one of our online viewers. And that question is, what is the process if one partner or choice of mate is not a registered citizen of the Nation of Islam?
Yes. Well, first of all, I would want to think that if I'm registered in the Nation of Islam and I have respect for and a desire to follow that courtship process, that's going to be the first test of a possible relationship. And that is the willingness of the partner to undergo the same process. See, in other words, the process is the same. The process of courtship is the same. The rules of courtship are not relaxed or adjusted because someone's not registered. Remember, all 40 to 60 million descendants of slaves in America are members of the Lost Foundation of Islam in the West. And so while if you're not registered, there are certain things you have not agreed or accepted to do, and that's understandable. But if I'm a man and you want to be my wife, then if this is difficult for you, the idea that you will be in a supervised relationship, supervised in the sense that when you go out for dinner, or if you want to go to the theater or anything of that nature, that you would be accompanied by someone. If that's objectionable to that other person, that really should raise your antenna to some degree, because at that point, I should be willing to do what's reasonable in order to further the relationship. Because at that point, we're just simply dealing with attraction to one another. And so that process also serves to vet and filter out people that if something that I consider to be fairly simple as a member of the Nation of Islam, they don't, that right there portends of more serious problems as you go further.
Excellent. Okay, so because we are running out of time, we're just going to quickly jump into maybe two last questions. And then we have a nice little announcement at the end. Okay, so this question is from a sister. She wanted to know if she's been a homemaker, she's taking care of everything, she's been reliant, depending on her husband, she's letting him maintain everything. But how does she find personal fulfillment while the husband has been fulfilling his own career for many years? And, is she justified in feeling kind of resentful? And if so, how do you get over that? How do you deal with that?
Well, again, you first have to confer with yourself. Now, what is it exactly that you are experiencing right now. Let's go back to the beginning of the marriage, and I'm seeing the term many, which is a lot of years. What was going on during those years? Were you exclusively a homemaker by choice? Because remember, we're taught how to act at home and abroad. The home is a woman's base. It is not exclusively her place. So if there has been deprivation of the ability to do more, even though homemaking is divine and it's quite fulfilling, it's certainly not by any measure the only thing that women are born to do. And the question becomes, what discussions have taken place between you and your husband? What expressions came from the husband when the wife expressed a desire to do more than to be in the home? Because when I hear the word resentment, resentment is a multi-layered emotion that contains in it an element of bitterness. And so there's something here that I'm picking up where the wife is not, it's not just that I was a homemaker, but I was prevented from doing more than that. And then when I say, well, he was off fulfilling his career, now I'm sensing that the wife is not included in any way in what is going on in the career of the husband. So there's going to need to be some serious discussion about what has gone on over these years. And beloved, if you've been, and it sounds like you've been holding back feelings that, and resentment tends to be that way. It's quiet, it's secret, and it's a feeling that's negative, and you don't believe you can do anything about it. Now is the time. It's never too late to fix a problem, but it begins with being honest. Oh,
Like I guess we're having a few.
am I
I'm
back?
having a few technical issues.
Okay. Am I still here?
So you're still here. I just wasn't
Okay.
apparently. So time is ticking really quickly. We are not going to be able to answer all of these questions, but that just gives us something to do, inshallah. And we'll, inshallah, maybe I can sneak in a few questions before the next show, or we just gonna have to. I know everybody's looking forward to the next show. I'm gonna bring up Sister Donna because I think she has a few announcements, but before that.
All right, brothers and sisters. All right, brothers and sisters. So that is the Q&A session with Sister Dr. Ava Muhammad. Well, we got people pressing 1 before I even said. Maybe the number today is 3. All right, press the number 2. If you got something, go ahead, press the number 1 if you got something that you would like to share this morning about today's power call. Lot of great information from the great Sister Dr. Ava Muhammad. May Allah be pleased with her. I just got a notification on Google Calendar. Veterans Day is tomorrow. Is everybody gonna be off work tomorrow? Is that what that means? Veterans Day tomorrow. I don't be knowing what days people take off for that. Okay, so yeah, everybody gonna be off tomorrow. Okay, I didn't know that. All right, let's start off with brother Christian Connor.
Yes, sir. I just wanted to share something real quick. Two quotes, if you don't mind. The first one, um, it's never too late to fix a problem, but it begins with being honest. And there was one more. I gotta scroll up here. I took a lot of notes. She had said, Sister Ava Muhammad, when you have a believing woman as a wife, this is priceless. I really like this one, and it resonated with me the most because it goes to show, like, when you actually make the right decision, you know you're in the right place, and ultimately you're gonna have a great home because of the fact that she's a believing woman. She's not just your girlfriend. And I really appreciate the courtship and the explanation, so that way I know what I need to do in order to further myself as a man with my relationship to Allah. Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Wa alaikum salam. Praise be to Allah. Yes, sir. All right, y'all. What are other number ones at? Brother Crichton, when we said, hey, sisters, what do y'all want to hear talk about with your man? Oh, it was all top of number ones up in that bad boy. Now today, we not seeing a lot of number ones, Brother West. Oh no. All right, let's go to Sister Shalon.
Okay. So I really like her making mention of faults when she said, never approach a problem as though you are not a part of the problem. Neither one is solely the problem. I really like her pointing that out because for the most part, people always assume and feel like the other person is responsible for the demise of the relationship, or just the breakdown in communication, when both are part of that. I like it when she said, ask God for forgiveness and don't seek to be vindictive. So that's what I got out of that.
Praise be to Allah. That's a good one. Don't think that the other person is 100% responsible. One of the things that stood out for me is that well, let me first do this, because I don't want to assume. I know my wife, she know, boy, I gotta Google that thing. Vindictive. I can't assume everybody know what that there mean. Vindictive means having or showing a strong or unreasoning desire for revenge. See, I knew the context clue of what it meant, but that's the definition. Having or showing a strong or unreasoning desire for revenge. Yep. And y'all know, boy, we'll get revenge. We'll get revenge. So yeah, so don't be trying to get revenge all the time, okay? He done did something and he forgot to do something. Now all of a sudden you done forgot to do something. Oh, I don't know, it slipped my mind. Now you're trying to get your revenge, okay? So same thing with you, brother. She done forgot to do something. Now you done forgot to do something, okay? So no vindictiveness. But what stood out for me was when she said about the subconscious mind and the conscious mind, and how the man is more the conscious, which she actually broke this down in Real Love too. She actually broke this down in a way when Allah was creating himself, that subconscious, or the woman was recording. So we familiar with that. She was recording those things, but she also broke this down when how did she do this? Adam and Eve. Is that how she did it, y'all? Anybody who can recall Real Love, how Eve was more so the subconscious thinking, of the subconscious mind? It's something. I may be off on that, so don't quote it verbatim. But she broke this down, the she and the he, and how the she represents the subconscious in Real Love. I do know that's right. She broke that down. But my point is, just the two different ways that men and women think. We think differently. Our study group coordinator talks about this all the time when he's talking about relationships. Like, man, y'all probably couldn't even hear me, huh? Wow. Because my thing was muted. But maybe y'all could. Yeah. So y'all could hear, just that we had to thank me. Okay. So man, that made me lose my train of thought. Men and women think differently. Men are always, and I think this was brought up yesterday, men are searching for the solution. And the sister yesterday said that sometimes, we not looking for a solution. We just want to be heard. which I guess that was confirmation, you know. But when you bring it to a man, because the man is, I don't know what it is about us, man. Is it a provider, or we got this strong mission? It's like, okay, well, let's get to the solution. Like, I hear you. It's not that I'm ignoring you, but where's the solution? What do you want from this? Well, you know, what's the solution from this? And I'm pretty sure there's many other examples, but understanding that we do think differently, I think could alleviate some of the confusion or some of the tension that we may have from here and there. Just knowing, like, okay, he's not thinking like that, or hey man, she doesn't think like that, and understanding that as a man and as a woman, we think differently, meaning that we're going to view things differently. We can both be looking at the same thing, but be viewing it a different way based on how somebody think. Sure, you can do that with perspective. I can ask two people, man, what went wrong? What went wrong? One person gonna have a story, and they may be 100% for real about what they saying. Other person may be the same, but they viewing it two different ways. So just understanding that, you know, the man and woman think differently, I think is good as well. And being conscious, no pun intended, but being conscious of that, the fact that we do think differently, so that when those times come, instead of going back to the subconscious thinking of everybody should see it like me, everybody should do it like me, I see it, why don't you see it? Consciously remember, oh yeah, okay, he probably don't even see it that way. Oh man, she probably don't even see it that way. So that's one of the things that stood out for me. All right, let's go to Brother Wesley.
Assalamu alaikum, family. This was really great, especially when we get into, like, as to veggie back on what you were saying, my brother, in reference to that conscious and that subconscious. Just understanding the realization that the things that we do, or the movements that we make, and the way that we think has a lot to do with what we do, what we observe about ourselves in our awareness, and what we're not aware that's taking place as well. And to kind of further that particular point, we come up to where we at right now. So we understand that where we currently are in life is a sum total of all of our decisions, all of our thoughts, all of our actions. So what we've done over time eventually goes into our subconscious, which then bases on the decisions that we make. So the way that we interact in our relationship is based off how we've been trained in the past, the traumas that we've been through. Whether you've been in a bad situation or a good situation is going to kind of have a contribution to how you treat your current relationship as well. So just understanding that the root of that, how the sister Dr. Ava brought up, how the 20% is conscious and 80% is subconscious, or above or below our awareness, and 20% is within our awareness or above our awareness as well. And then also what really stood out to me, well, two things that really stood out to me was the language. Like I said, we understand that the language of things is so important because it's really rooted in how we view it and how we perceive what we're doing. So looking at it from courtship compared to dating, that we're not just, that she brought it out, we're not just in the grocery store in the produce section just picking up fruit, or I don't like the way this look, I don't like the way this smell, and just move on to the next. No, we're actually courting, we're examining, and not only examining the person that you're interested in or that you're looking to get into a union with, but it's also an examination of yourself. And she brought up about having those deal breakers, being able to listen. And that's really where it comes in for me, where I took it, is really why we need to listen when we're having these conversations, while we're in the courtship process, so we can pick up on those, as we talked about before, those yellow flags, those red flags, those deal breakers, so that we don't begin to get into this habit of settling for certain things, and also not falling in love with the potential as well. Because as I believe Sister Yasina may have said it as well, in the chat before, that you show up, that person that you're talking to at that point, that's their representative. They're going to show you their best in that first conversation that you have. And especially if there's a interest or an attraction there, you're going to show up their best way there, because you don't want to miss out on the opportunity, or you don't want to cause yourself to fumble the opportunity. But just being honest throughout the courtship, she brought that up as well. And then lastly, how that honesty during the courtship should also go throughout the relationship as well, when you're not feeling as if you're getting what you need and what you want, that we've been talking about all week. We need to be honest and not hold that in and compile it or let it pile up within, and then end up projecting that in the way that we treat each other. And as you brought up with being petty, well, I didn't do this because you didn't do that. So I didn't wash all the dishes because last time you didn't wash all the dishes. And those type of things, if we don't communicate and we're not honest with ourselves and honest with one another, will turn into friction that's really unnecessary. Because honestly, it's not a thing I know as for a man, as me, it's things that I may do subconsciously or do without knowing that may rub someone the wrong way. But if you don't bring it to my attention, I'm not going to know that it's a problem. So we don't want to suffer in silence, as I said, especially for us as men. We don't need to suffer in silence as either. Suffer in silence either. That's a tongue twister. But being able to be honest about how you feel, be honest about what you like and what you don't like. And we change and evolve every day, especially in these teachings, as we continue to understand more and get more knowledge. The things that you may have been okay with yesterday, once you got a better understanding, you may not be okay with it tomorrow. So being honest and transparent about that is how we can grow in that union as well. So I'll leave it at that. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. We got a comment from sister on Facebook says, so true. My husband demonstrates this trait and I'm not looking for solutions. I mean, good. I mean, I guess that's true. And we are not looking for solutions. So what are y'all looking for? Nah, that's a real. What y'all looking for? Just okay. Let we go. We just gonna discuss this. Want to get your feedback. That's interesting. Oh man, I got 2 meetings. Man, I done scheduled meeting after meeting. Boy, I got 2 meetings at the same time. So this is what came up to mind. Wow, my whole morning is thrown off. This is what came to mind when Brother Wesley was speaking. Are we wrong for? Well, obviously the answer is yes when I say this part, but just listen for the full message. Are we wrong for ignoring a red flag? And so this is what I mean. If you ignore the red flag and then bring it up later, ain't that wrong on your part? Like if she don't clean up, you notice she don't ever clean her own house. She don't clean her own apartment. You ignored it in the beginning because she fine. But then later you bring this up as a problem. Yeah, maybe that's a problem. But for you, the way that you say it now, you got to be very careful because you the one who ignored it because they showed this in the beginning. See, so yes, there's certain signs, and they some people do send they local representative. Dog, they gonna see all the things that you need. Oh, sister, I paying all the bills. You know what I mean? I do this, and I lift 10,000 pounds, and I do this. I do. And then the sister, I cool shoot. Boy, I know how to cook a mean meal. I know how to do that bean pie you like, that bean soup you like. Matter of fact, if I got to get up at 3:30 in the morning to cook for you, boy, I sure will. Oh, boy, they had you fired up, boy. Ooh. But then there are some times where they are themselves. We are ourselves. And if you ignore the yellow flag and the red flag, and then later, when your eyes, when what they say, when the scales have been removed from the eyes, and now you can see them how they is, now you got a problem. Now we got a problem. I don't think, okay, now it doesn't mean that, oh man, damn brother, you noticed that he ain't been brushing his teeth. Okay, yeah, he wrong for that, but he wasn't doing it in the beginning. And so 50% of that, or maybe 40%, we got to figure out the percentage, because when it becomes a problem in the relationship, some of that is on you. It's like an employee. Employee come, first interview, it starts at 10, they show up at 10:30, but you need to help. Oh, he'll be all right, okay. He comes to the onboarding meeting, okay, starts at 9. He gets there at 9:20. But you need to help. Man, okay, all right, we're going to let that rock. Hey, man, You send out a mass email to, oh, hey, y'all got to be on time. You got to turn in something very, very important. I mean, it needs to be turned in for this is a top tier client and we depending on him. He turns it in 30 minutes late. Now you mad. You upset. Oh, man, I turned it in on time. Man, you messing up the bit. But he was late to the first meeting, was late to the second meeting. You ignored it because you had a need that you had to fulfill. So yes, he needs to work on being on time. But as someone who chose him or chose her, see what I'm saying? Whoever employee could be a man or a woman. Some of that responsibility got to be on you now to say, you know what? Damn, I knew this from the beginning. I should have adjusted. I should have told him it starts at 7. He would at least got there by 9. See what I'm saying? So there are some type of flags that they not covering that you missed and we missed. And that's on us. What's y'all thoughts on that? I may be wrong on that, but I'm just saying it don't mean that. Now again, let me give some clarity for somebody try to find a loophole. It does not mean this person shouldn't fix it. It don't mean that she shouldn't fix it. Don't mean that I shouldn't fix it. I'm just saying that, hey, damn boy, you knew this about her in the beginning. You can't be putting that 100% on her. Now you got to take some type of responsibility. So that's my little thing for the day. All right, let's go. Who's next? I need that. Sister Sacred, when you come on, did you got that audio that I sent yesterday? Did that answer your question? I listened to that. I said, man, Sister Sacred asked that a couple months ago. So hopefully that answered your question.
I sure did. Good morning and peace, family. First off, I just saw the audio this morning. I haven't had a chance to watch it. I'm going to for sure watch it after this morning power call. I did hear the question about the Hebrew, and it's exactly what I'm sure is going to help answer my question that I did ask a couple of months ago. And that's one thing that I'm dealing with right now between me and my husband. So,
it's good. Y'all should listen to it together because there's another question that comes up about the Hebrew Israelites, and y'all should listen to it. It's towards the end. Yeah, but he answers two types of those questions.
Okay, I will, because that's a whole subject matter. That's what we in conflict right now about. So I'm like, because I love the Muslim teaching, he's loving the Hebrew teaching, and man, oh man, in this household, that's a little bit of friction right there, and it goes kind of towards your point when you talk. Now, see, we weren't like this when we first began dating and stuff. We were, Christians and things of that nature. We just talking about the last 3-4 years change and coming into the knowledge. And so now this is just bringing whole new aspects. Although, yes, I do like a lot of things that the Hebrews offer, of course, same with Muslims, but I just like the teaching better with the Muslims. It's more on my brain type level of learning, not so much. Don't keep giving me Bible verses. I need that explained to me. And I'm at here. Let's see here. Now you made me just miss everything else. I want to talk about. One other thing too. Okay. The question you just asked about if you looked at the girl's prettiness first and then forgot about the cleaning part, and now is that wrong? I totally understand what you're saying, and I put in the comments that's like you fell in love with a stripper and now you don't want her to strip no more. So I get what you're saying. So it's a balance. I'm not saying you have to, you don't have to come right off at a person and tell them what you don't like, what you do and don't like about the way they are, but you definitely have to start slowly but surely showing them how you feel about something that you don't like about them before you do that pure commitment. But that's just my little take on that. What a couple of other things with Sister Ava, I like the part where she mentioned for a woman, especially if she's feeling angry about staying in the home and feeling her husband is out there making a career for himself. She mentioned home is a base for a woman, not her place. So that's good information, I think, for women. And then she mentioned something about, I think, in an argument, that argument, you're involved in it some type of way. The other mate, usually, if it's between the two of you, it takes two. So don't think that a woman is totally, it's all her fault, or the man, it's all his fault. Someplace the other mate plays a part in that particular argument as well. Brother Ben, you have brought up another part a couple of days ago when you mentioned your wife, when she gets mad and may not want to say why she's mad, then you get mad, and then y'all both sitting up there mad. I remember that stage in my marriage when we would go through that. And it's like what women want sometimes. If you see that a woman is mad, and this is what I told my husband, if you see I'm mad, sometimes just, you could ask me. If I don't answer, just give me a hug, just hold me. Sometimes that, and if you're sincere about wanting to know what's wrong, and you're sincere about wanting to help fix it, I'm going to feel that when you embrace me. And then women will probably give you one of these three emotions. We'll probably start to cry when we're in your arms. And now if we're crying, that means we're tired, we're fed up. We need a break from something. So that's the time when we probably need you to take over and just let us get some me time, and because we're frustrated. If we relax and take a deep breath in your arm and feel comforted, then that's probably saying, I need some time with you. Make time for me right now. I just want me and you time. So that's the time where you may want to go ahead and plan a trip, do a quick getaway, have somebody come watch the kids. She just wants to be alone with you. Now, if she pushes you away, it's you. So then you need to start trying to figure out what you done did. You may have an idea of what you did. Don't act dumb. You have an idea. Don't get mad. Listen to her. Don't sit up here and get frustrated. Listen, try to work it out, be apologetic, and we usually come around to that. So let's start with a hug. Stop questioning, stop badgering, start with a hug and be real with it. Don't come with a pat on the back. Sister Sacred said, oh, to give you a hug. Here, boom, I gave you a hug. You're still not telling me nothing. No, 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 no. Be sincere with it. Okay, so I just want to bring that point up. There's a couple of other points real quick, but I don't want to take up a lot of people's time. Let's see. I also brought up the daddy-daughter relationship is special. That I want to elaborate on that. Women, you know how little girls, the daddy comes walking through the door. They're so happy to see their daddy come walking through the door. They run up, give him a hug. Hi, daddy. Or if they see him sitting down, Nurse Rocky mentioned that she would see her dad sitting in the chair. She knew not to go disturb him. So little girls pick up on their dads. We as wives, we have to be able to do the same thing. We have to pick up on it. When your husband comes in the door, do we even acknowledge that he's home? Then when he sees us, are we even happy to see him? Do we have a frown on our face? So start acting or just thinking at that moment, not be little girls, but just think in the mind of a little girl, how your daughters act, and try to act that way towards your husband. And then you see how loving they are to their daughters and how they want to spoil them and how they want to make them happy. That feeling that they get from you, if you're acting like that, they're going to give you that same feeling that they give their daughters. Let's see, there was one other thing. Now just imagine, if you will, another thing. When I say learn your mate, this has to do with secretaries or personal assistants. You know how a secretary can know everything about their boss. Okay, so now imagine you're a boss. You come in, you have your secretary. She greets you with a smile. Oh, good morning, brother such and such. I got your coffee on your desk. I got your morning paper. I got your breakfast, your fruit, just the way you like it. She gives that boss a moment, get settled in. And then she comes in. Okay, well, this is your agenda for the day. You got this meeting. Boom, you got this meeting. We'll take care of that. She's receiving the phone calls. Oh no, you can't talk to him right now. He's busy. I'll put you in the books. She's blocking all that outside energy from reaching that boss. She is protecting him. So now he can concentrate on the things that's on his plate for the day, not have to also be bombarded by a bunch of extra stuff. We as wives need to do that as well. You got to block out all that extra nonsense coming towards your husbands. We have to be lioness. Don't let everybody have access to your husband, even family. I mean, it's been times I had to block brothers and sisters. No, y'all call me first. What? Now y'all coming with a bunch of nonsense and stuff. Let me tell it to me, and then I will relay it to him. So, be protective of that. So I just say that with bosses and secretaries, they have a unique relationship. A lot of times too, a secretary could be so good, she got you having to call her to find out what your husband is doing for the day because you don't even know his schedule. So just try to be also put in the mind frame. Unfortunately, we got a lot of hats to wear, but be that your husband's secretary as well. And because when they come home to us, we got hair rollers, we looking crazy. We've been dealing with the kids and all day. So we looking a mess and we tired. But when he's out at work, he's seeing these work women, they're looking all at their best and, hair comb looking cute and everything like that. Just make sure your man can come home to some days, at least us looking the same way. Let's see here. I'm trying to just give the quick bullet points. Oh, one other thing too, real quick. This will be my last point. When the men were talking about the personalities of the women that we have, you guys don't have a problem when we have that personality of being. And see, okay, I'm gonna keep it clean. I can't present it like Minister Ava in my delivery, but you guys don't have a problem with the personality of us being that night nurse, or if we got a little plumbing issue, and then you the plumber that, came to the house and got to fix the plumbing problem. You don't have a problem when we have that personality of being the college student and we looking for a little extra credit. You don't have a problem when we that actress and we auditioning because we're trying to get that lead role. You don't have a problem with none of those type of personalities that we come with. But you have a problem when we have that crazy personality. So you got to take the good and the bad. So, and women, as women, we need to give more of those good personalities. I'm putting it in quotes. Give more of those good personalities to our men. So when we do have the bad personalities, they're more willing to be receptive to helping us get back to the good personalities. Okay, so that's it for now. Thank you.
Boy, Sister Sacred. Boy, them comments got a little cold, boy, towards the end, boy. I said, hey, brother, what's it? Them pause the comments on us, guy. Boy, she was getting on those brothers, boy, them sisters in there. Yes, ma'am, go ahead. Nah, but that was real. That was real on both sides. Man, I was gonna say something, but you probably done said it. It was something somebody said in the comment. Demonstrate this trade solution. I don't forgot it. Okay, let's go. I like the secretary part. No, Brother Will said I like that secretary part. Yeah, man. That part about them calls and about people bringing up stuff, man. I'm talking about in this type of work. Oh man, it could be anything. Oh, brother, listen, brother. A brother DM me one time, brother. I just ran over somebody, man, and I think he dead. Man, what can I do? Brother, I don't know. Shoot, get a lawyer, brother. I don't know. Nah, I can't help you out with that one, man. I'm talking about I'm not playing either. I'm talking about these. It be sick because when you trying to help our people, they feel like you got the solution for everything. Man, I done helped the sister avoid being killed in the hotel before. I don't be saying that with too much because that was a little intense. I was the only one who was able she was able to reach. She reached out. Man, I done, you know, it done been some situations now that I ain't even really spoke on, but it's a lot, man, that it's a lot that people go through and they just, I mean, they hit you. Oh, brother Ben, you gonna always get this one. Oh man, I'm $10 short, man. Send me some cash out for groceries, man. I'm trying to, and then you don't know what's a scam, what's not. You don't know if they really need you or they really trying to get you. Like you just be constantly there. And I'm talking about, and they're saying a long sad story too. It's just me. You know, I'm by myself and family left, and I got 4 boys, and I don't know if I don't get it tonight. It's just we're gonna be out and it's raining. I'm like, oh my goodness. It be in it's time after time after. Look, if I open up my Facebook, man, I can't even respond. Now I'm blocked from responding on Facebook, but sometimes I go in. It's so overwhelming. It's so overwhelming on my Facebook account because that's the one with 1.2 million followers on my Facebook. Man, that DM. Oh my goodness. If I could just show y'all this all just look, hold on, let me show y'all, man. These DMs is, you see they all unread. Look at them. They just going, it's infinite. Look, man, questions after question. I'm going through this. I'm going through that. You told, oh my goodness, man. So it's a lot, man. It's really a lot. So when you come home, well, I don't go nowhere, but mine may be when I come downstairs, it's like, man, it's really, really, it may appear that, he done some videos. Okay, I said, okay, he done did. But you don't know, I done been on this call. I done had to learn, be on a meeting about this, put out this fire. This person here was thinking about suicide. This person right here was thinking about giving up. This person here was thinking about going to shoot somebody. This person right here, I had to calm down because it's a lot, man. Oh yeah, it's a lot. And then I'm not really a talkative person. So it's like online, I may appear like, but then, I may just be here to listen. I may got a video for you. Honestly, y'all, I'm giving y'all my secret. The real reason I get a lot of clips is so that when they hit me up, I just shoot them the clip. There it is right there. I already got that. I'm not finna be saying the same thing over and over again. So I shoot them that clip of the minister and it be working though. Oh man, I be having to organize. So as soon as they got something going on, okay, I got a clip for that. Boom. I got a clip for that. Boom. Brother, look at this. Let me show y'all this. I don't want to take up too much of the time. Let me show you this. Man, I've been helping solving gang violence in Chicago and everything. Let me show you something. Let me see if I can find it. Man. Look. Y'all probably not gonna be able to see it. Yeah, y'all, let me show y'all. I'm gonna just switch cameras. Look, let me show y'all something, boy. Look at this. Y'all see that? He said, you just don't know, Ben. You've been helping me real life stop killings and settle beefs in Chicago, virtually. See what I'm saying? So when they be online talking about what you do, oh man, I don't even be I'm bringing out the receipts today though. Oh yeah, I'm bringing out the receipts today. But no, man, it's a lot that be going on, man, that we don't be online and we just talking about all the stuff we be doing. But it's draining, man. It's really, really draining. Not only business itself is draining, but then when you like in the mission and doing business, down you add the Honorable Ava Muhammad said this is the hardest job given to man. Man, I seen a video the other day of a dude in the oil field, and they was doing something. So I don't know if y'all seen this video. They was doing everything with. I'm like, why they ain't got technology for this? They like literally having to put their foot on something and spin something. And he didn't say the oil field. He said this mission, the resurrection of the dead, is the hardest job given to man. So imagine the weight that's on somebody's mind when they really trying to help. Now, somebody who are, faking, they ain't dealing with a lot. But when you're really trying to help, that it is a lot. All right, so I'm done ranting. Let's go to brother Paul. Brother Paul.
Assalamu alaikum, family.
Wa alaikum salam.
I'm kind of coming off guard. um, I mean, Minister Ava, may Allah be pleased with her. Always a great source of information. Definitely when it relates to the topic of love and relationship and courtship. Um, I mean, she said so many wonderful things. I wasn't able to take notes this morning, but one thing I think that stood out for me right off the top of my head was the um, how do you know that someone is right for you? Um, or no, it was the I think yeah, somebody was right for you. Um, and then Brother Ben touching on the red flags sometimes that we um, may overlook or put to the side just because we really whether desire this person, whether it be from the flesh or just think that she would be a partner would be a good fit for the lifestyle and what you trying to accomplish, whether it be in the mission or just personally. And sometimes those two can definitely intermix. So definitely finding the right person to um, be with is so important. I know Minister Nuri had said that like the right person could either be your make you, I think it was like half half of yourself or be your better half. They'll either do one or the other. So um, I mean, after everything that's been talking about, I really just kind of been listening and I kind of lost my point. But um, I mean, definitely hats off to all the brothers and sisters that's been sharing their points. I really just kind of, I had something to say and a lot of my answers or a lot of my questions were answered. And I really just got into a real reflective moment by everybody sharing. So thank you, everybody, because it kind of, this morning's power call definitely made me look at myself and realize some of the things that I may be angry about or some of the things that I have disagreements with with my spouse. It and this morning literally bust all that up because there was just a recent disagreement that I had and I was so convinced that it was the other person. And then when Minister Ava said, you have to look at it like that person is not the only part of the problem. And so that really, humbled me. And so I really lost what I was going to say um, because I just been thinking ever since that happened. I put a one up because I was like, man, I want to share. Like this was so awesome. And then people got to share, and I was like, well, maybe I shouldn't say anything, um, because I can definitely see, I start getting in a reflective mode of, okay, how did I go wrong? Where's my part in this? Um, so just thank you for all the brothers and sisters sharing, and yeah, that's all I got. Assalamu alaikum.
Well, salam. Oh. Boy, these comments is something else, boy. They tell you to do it, Brother Wesley. Then you do it. No, you just not right now. Don't do it like this. Oh boy, you supposed to open the door. No, not this door. The other door. Not with your right hand. The left hand. Do it with more compassion. Oh my good God. Open it slower. You opening it too fast. Oh my good. Man, I need to be born again. All right, let's go to Sister Shatisha.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
I just wanted to, I guess, a note that I had took, which everyone had pretty much. I took all the notes that everyone else had said, but one thing that stood out to me was all things that are apparent is not real. And she was just talking about like how people were like looking at the whole extra wives situation or whatever. And I was just thinking about how we live in this world today with Facebook and Instagram and social media. They just make it look like that this is what's going on in their real life, but really it's not. And I just wanted to it just kind of reminded me also of what she was saying, that 20% of our conscious mind is above the surface and 80% we're not even aware of. So like unconsciously people are just doing things that they really, they just doing it, don't even know why they're doing it. Kind of like, it reminds me of when I'm driving. Sometimes I go take my kids to school and I'm so in autopilot and I'm not focusing that I end up taking a different turn, like I'm going to the grocery store, and then I have to snap back into it. So I just thought that it was deep when she was just talking about how I guess that's two different points, but of the all things that you see really may not be what it is. And yeah, so thank you, and assalamu alaikum. Thank you for letting me talk.
Walaikum salam. You ain't lying about that social media, boy. They'll have you thinking their relationship is just perfect. Oh boy, we just do this. And if you do this and then she do this, oh my goodness, you never had no problem. And then if you do this in business and you do this two-step, this the only two things you need to do in business, you're gonna be making $1 million. Listen, man, this stuff behind the scenes, bro. I know some of them, quite a few of them. It's not perfect. It's a highlight reel. When we see Michael Jordan, man, boom, 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 he doing that, we looking at the highlight reel. But don't forget he got a quota by how many shots he missed. You judging your business, your relationship off somebody's highlight reel. Because what they said in this podcast clip validates what you saying. And then, okay, now this part validate. And we think we do worst marriage ever. You in the worst business ever. Because of a highlight reel. And they may be in a worse condition than you. But it sounds good. And it was right on, you know what I'm saying? So listen, man, y'all, I mean, it's some good stuff. I'm not saying it's not good stuff. And what they saying don't mean that it may not be right. But don't assume, don't start looking at her funny. Don't start looking at him like who was that? The minister said this other day. Don't be looking at somebody saying, oh, you see this trait in him. Now you see this trait in her. Now you looking at her. No, man, they was right at this point. But it's some times where she don't be cleaning. Yeah, sometimes she ain't clean up all the damn time. She ain't waking up at 3:30 every morning. You see what I'm saying? You know, he ain't, you know what I mean? He done had some time where he done fail. Yeah, he done had some time where he probably wouldn't, you know what I mean? So, yeah, you just be careful, fam. Don't judge your fan. It's good clips. But don't think that they're like that 100% of the time. Just like you got ups and downs, they got ups and downs. Just like your business got ups and downs, their business got ups and downs too. So just keep everything in context. I see something. Hold on now. Let me see something now. Oh, okay. They talking about somebody. I'm finna say. She talking about he on the special because he said that yesterday. Okay, Brother Michael. Brother Michael, go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum, family.
Walaikum salam.
Hey, I found what you was talking about. That's in chapter 2 of Real Love. It's in the chapter that says marriage is the real power base of the black man. Now I'm going to read what you was talking about real quick.
Come on, bring it home.
75% of the human mind, this is Sister Ava's book, Real Love. 75% of the human mind is subconscious or below the surface of awareness. It is feminine in nature. Only 25% is above the surface of the mind or within the scope of our awareness. It is masculine in nature. The subconscious mind, female, is an invisible energy field which belongs to the physical body but vibrates faster than the physical body. It is a computer more complex than anything human beings could ever build. What's important to know about the subconscious mind in this context is that, and this is underlined, it records and holds in memory that which is given from the conscious mind. The conscious mind, male, transfers its knowledge to the subconscious mind, female. To illustrate, consider the conscious mind as the software and the subconscious as the hardware. The conscious mind, male, is the central station where everything we see, hear, touch, feel, experience is sorted out and reasoned with. All concepts and ideas are acted upon by the conscious mind, male. If not, they are stored in the subconscious, female. Allah was and is the first intelligence to know it is intelligent. He describes himself in the Holy Quran as knowing, aware. Allah God describes himself as He because it is the knowing and aware part of the mind which is speaking and doing. When He created himself, no one else was there. Now this is underlined too. And the only record of what He actually did is in the female subconscious mind of God. All that He or conscious mind experienced in the process or the self-creation, He places she or subconscious mind. So He put everything that He wasn't thinking or wasn't doing in the subconscious, which is a female. So that was the part that you was talking about. I mean, and she goes on into it and she gets deep into it in this chapter, but it's chapter 2. It's called Marriage, the Real Power Base of the Black Man. So I just wanted to share that with you. I made sure I found that. And assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters.
Well, salam. Thank you for sharing that and bringing that clarity. She said, Sister Yasina said pages 12 through 13. Mm-hmm. All right, let's go to Sister Yasina.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum salam.
See, I was gonna help with you with that, Brother Ben. I already had it right there because I realized, brothers and sisters, I just want to make this disclaimer. I realized
real quick. Are you on Bluetooth? You on Bluetooth?
I am. It's not coming through. Is that better?
Yeah, that's better. Yep.
Okay. Okay. Don't be trying to mess with me because I'm getting ready to get you. You're trying to throw me off. That's what he does. He throws you off. I got you. No, I realize, sisters, that this week is really a cry for help from Brother Ben.
No.
And Brother Ben needed some brothers on his side to help him in whatever it is that's going on in his conscious and subconscious mind. So there you go, Sister Nani. Ha, ha, ha. Anyway, now, one of the things that Dr. Ava said that stood out to me was she said, quote, a couple must master communication in every sphere, sexual, emotional, mental, and spiritual. Such a relationship grows in power. The mutual attraction never fades because the two people constantly renew one another at its deepest level. Real love is the recognition of God in one another. And we talked about that a couple of days ago, how when you're in a relationship, just because you've said I do doesn't mean that you should take your eyes off of that person with whom you have made your commitment. That's when the problem starts for the female, because we always want to know that we're still cute. And but when we don't feel like we're being heard, when we don't feel like we're being adored, when we don't feel like we're being acknowledged or what we contribute to the relationship is valuable in your sight, and any of the amen sisters, y'all can help me, then that's when the dissatisfaction sets up. And it could be us, but again, it could be you. But it's not taking your eyes off of one another. Stop laughing, Brother Wesley. Stop not taking your eyes off of one another and always looking for the beauty in each other. The sister always looking for the beauty in her man, and he's always looking for the beauty in his woman. Even with our little 10, personalities in y'all 30, we're going to find one in your 30 to adore. So, and give you, as Brother Kim Cam said, your 27 minutes. Assalamu alaikum.
Boy, I tell you, this week wasn't about me. Nah, this call wasn't about me. This was about all of us who needed this help. Now, I really just saw the video and I saw the audio on the YouTube page, and I thought it was the regular keys to a successful marriage. So I clicked on it, and when I listened to the beginning of it, I said, oh, this ain't the same one I be seeing on YouTube. So that's why I picked it. I guess it ended up being a good week with, this kind of been the thing. But nah, this wasn't this actually every morning I don't be knowing what we're gonna talk about. If I could be honest with you, sometimes I'll be like, I figure that thing out at 9:00 at night. Yeah, let's talk about this. So I don't be knowing. I may go on somebody's YouTube trying to say, let me see which one we're gonna do today. Boom. All right, let's go to Sister Dr. Kenyatta, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Okay, so this definitely was the week for me. I'll tell you that. It wasn't for you, well, definitely was the week for me. And I had I want to speak on those red flags. I tell you, I need some relationship classes wherever they are. Sister Yasina, Sister Sacred, sign me up. So with the red flags, when you see those red flags, I get a little bit like confused because, you see the red flags, but I do remember the minister saying, and I may not be quoting this right, about not having like the man of your dreams, but cultivating them, and get to work. And like, how much cultivating do you do is what I'm trying to understand. How much cultivating do you do? Especially when you feel like you're working, but like you don't really see the other person working. And like, even with communication, because the communication, I'm like a really big communicator, but like my husband, he can sit there and I can communicate and he can just look at me and won't say a word. And it's like talking to a brick wall. So, Sister Ava, a lot of the things Sister Ava said today, were some eye-opening things. And it's funny because most of the stuff, when I started writing down things, I was writing down things like high-fiving myself, like, yeah. And then she'd come back and say something else. And I'd be like, oh, man. Like, so anyway, I guess my question is, and this is for anyone who would want to respond, what's like when you see the red flags versus the man of your dreams or the person of your dreams, you have to cultivate them, get to work. Okay, how do you kind of determine which one to follow? Like, what do you do? So anyway, I have so much I could say, and I tell you, relationship, whew, I remember my mother would always say to me, two of the hardest things that you will have to do in life is being a mother and being a wife, or vice versa, being a father and being a husband. I don't know. I think being a wife is probably the most hardest and most challenging thing ever. So anyway, that's just a question I have, just throwing it out there. But please, any relationship classes, hey, we may need to go another week, couple more months with this subject.
Can you repeat the question one more time?
So I guess my question, I don't really know how to set my question up, but I know we talk about those red flags when you're meeting someone. And I'm married, so I've been married over 18 years. So how do you determine, like, you see those red flags, right? And so do you, just because you see those red flags, is that like a warning, like a stay away warning? Or, when you talk about the man of your dreams, like, is this the man of my dreams, or is the man of your dreams within that man? And you have to work on cultivating. Or the red flag saying, nah, that's not the man of your dreams. Keep looking for the man of your dreams. I mean, I am married though, so I'm not like looking for but I'm just saying, like, cultivating. How do you cultivate? And when is cultivating not the answer? I don't know. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I could try to add to the first part. I don't think that somebody I guess it depends on what someone would deem as a red flag would determine this part. But I think that, because you got red flags. All of us got some type of red flag because the red flag is subjective, I think, to the person. Uh, what I may deem as a red flag, someone else may deem as that's normal or they ain't tripping. So I think that's something to just like maybe discuss. And I think having, like Sister Dr. Ava said, she didn't use this word. I think she used another word, but for lack of better words, a non-negotiable. If you have something that you just cannot tolerate, then I think bringing it up like, hey, you know what I mean? Like this has to be fixed before moving forward. I think, I think if it's a part of a non-negotiable and then they aren't willing to correct it, like they aren't willing to see like, okay, I do need to fix this, then maybe that's when you kind of go to something else or kind of, start to at least, go to a level of counseling or something about that. But I think that deals with like a non-negotiable. But I think some of the red flags that I've seen online, I don't know if they just be petty. I think those are things that you can kind of get over with some conversations. But like red flags, if it's about your non-negotiable, I think, that's something that you just have to bring up and make them aware of and then see if they're willing to correct it. Because honestly, like you just said, you're married. What if a red flag comes up after y'all married? Like something that wasn't noticeable, that something that, that became a non-negotiable for you. For example, you come into the nation and man, I don't celebrate holidays. Well, we've been celebrating holidays for the past 5 years. Now it's a non-negotiable. Hey, like we about to have a baby. I don't want my baby to grow up in this type of work. Like that's a realistic thing. If I'm just thinking about it, a red flag could be developed or a non-negotiable could be developed after you already with the person. So in that situation, the only way to solve it is to talk about what the non-negotiable is, and see if that person is willing to follow that or not, because that's something that goes on right now in marriages. One person don't want to celebrate holidays, the other person is with it, or one person don't want them to go to public school and the other person is with it. Like those are things that comes up, and I think the only way to solve it is through a conversation, through counseling, through therapy, and come up with what that best answer is, and if the non-negotiable is reasonable. Like if it's something that's like, maybe you're going a little too far right now. Maybe we can get there, but now you don't want to do it at all. I don't know. So I think that's just a conversation. But for somebody who's in courtship or before you actually get married and do that commitment, I think those are just some non-negotiables, but that needs to be mentioned up front. Now about the cultivating side, I'll let somebody else come who has been good at maybe cultivating. I'm still learning how to cultivate. I'm still getting my shovel together, so I ain't trying to get in no more trouble. I'm still learning. I'm listening to that answer too, how to do that. Let's go to not that she's doing anything bad. That's not my point. My point is like me being a better, I guess, nurturer, stuff like that. Let's go to First Lady Mother Nine. Maybe she got the answer, right? She got the answers in the comment section. Let's see what she says, huh? First Lady Mother Nani may show you how to cultivate. Maybe she done cultivated something about me. First Lady Mother Nani, come on with it.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. And I apologize. My throat is sore thanks to my wonderful husband. Whatever it was that he had, he gave to me. So now I'm trying not to pass to my baby. But to answer sis, I would say first thing, if you notice these quote unquote red flags at the beginning before a commitment is made to this individual, as opposed to, for one, of course, you can, talk about it and see if there is some willing for compromise up front. But if you see that this is who this person is and, that they are not willing to budge on certain things and that, this is just a part of their character, you then have a choice to make. You can either, one, this is not something that I choose to deal with. I don't think that anyone should ever try to or formulate in their mind that, oh, that's how you feel now, I could change you, or I could change how you think. That's never a good idea. But you also do have to think that if this is someone that you still want to be with, is that something, or if how they are right now, is that something that you're able to accept and deal with forever should nothing ever change with them? And of course, if your answer is yes, then proceed. But just understand that you knew full well, what you were getting into, like my husband said earlier. But then also, if that's not something that you're willing to deal with for, ever is a goal, then I would go ahead and walk away from that. But also, like he said, there are some red flags that do come up in the midst of your marriage or your relationship or commitment. And at that point, the only option that you do have is to converse about it and, to see if there is some type of compromise somewhere in there. And then at that point, you are still faced with, is this something that I can deal with for the rest of our lives? And you have to make that decision. If this person does not change the way that they are right now, am I able to, work with them throughout the duration of our marriage or through our life? And if not, then, there's some more in-depth help that may need to have been had or that needs to be had. But if not, then of course, you have to do what's best for you and for your family. But yeah, that's the way that I would approach certain things. Is that if I can't take this for the rest of my life, if I can't live with you how you are, if I can't love you through your, what I deem as a flaw, then no, I gotta get up out of there. But if so, then just understand that this is something that you chose to accept. And if they love you enough and they see that this is an issue for you, and this is something that you consistently bring up to them, if they love you enough and that, they're willing to change certain things, that's something that they have to do on their own. That's not something that you have to, you're going to go crazy for one. You're going to drive yourself up a wall trying to change somebody else. That's something they have to make the choice for themselves and something that they have to do for themselves. And if they love you enough, they absolutely will. But outside of all of that, I wanted to say, because there is a whole lot of like the husbands against the wives right now. And although everybody does have valid points, and I agree, of course, more so with the wives, but I think that when it came to the sister talking about how the wives, we should be our husband's secretary, pretty much planning out, who has access to them, who does what, who does, all of these things. Absolutely, I do agree 100%. However, also understand that your woman and your wife is a human. We are not robots. We are not, these mechanisms that are able to just constantly take on tasks and task after task after task and just get them all done and not need to be replenished or to have our cup refilled as well. So far we have to be a chef, we got to be a mom, a nurse, a masseuse, a maid, a cleaner, a teacher. We got to be a therapist. We have to work out for ourselves. And then on top of that, we got to look pretty. And now we need to be your secretary as well. It's like, so when you all are done dealing with the world and working, just understand and know that we too are not only mentally tired, we're physically tired, because a lot of the things that we have to do are physical. It's not just, us sitting and having conversations with customers all day, or us, trying to think out plans. We are drained mentally and physically as well. So I think that it's both ways. We both have to be there for each other. It's not a one-way or one deserves more than the other. We both have to understand that we are dealing with certain things in different aspects of life, and we're holding down the forts in our respective spaces. And both of us have needs. It's not just, okay, so the woman, yes, she's the nurturer, she's the lover, but who's going to nurture and love the nurturer and the lover? You know what I mean? Like we can do it for ourselves, but that's also partially why we get married, why we have our husbands, because we want love and we want that attention from them as well. And you guys want that from us also. And we understand that. So I think that if everybody not necessarily is thinking in their own one-track mind of, I need this, I need that, I'm not getting this, I'm not getting that. And we start to understand that we both are dealing with, the same, what is the word, level or magnitude of stress, of, either physical needs from the world, from our children, from our homes. Then we be able to understand that we need from each other the same thing almost. The wives may be better at providing that for the husbands, but husbands, learn how to do that. Y'all learn how to do everything else. Literally, you go studying, you learn, and you figure out how to get this job done. You figure out how to solve this problem. You figure out how you take classes on certain things. Learn your wife as well, and learn the things that she needs to help decompress, and just understand that we all want to get what we give. And if you give what you get, I think that a lot of the times, majority of these problems would be solved. If you just, like I said, listen to each other, then I think that for the most part, we are communicative in saying what it is that we need. I don't think anybody is just sitting back, like not saying the things that they desperately need. Then, listen and take it, put it in your back pocket, write it down. All phones, I don't care if you have an iPhone or an Android, all phones have a note-taking app on them. And you can just write down certain things that you notice that your spouse is saying. And, when the time comes, when they need it, you have it ready. It's not something that you have to remember. It's not something that, you have to commit to memory. So that's my 2 cents. And I'm going to go back to go make me some tea because my throat is starting to bother me a little bit. So assalamu alaikum, everyone.
Wa alaikum salam. Now, a thought just came to my mind. All that is right, not invalidating. I'm not even going to use the word but. And, or however I can make this transition. Men, when we're going to learn all these different things, we have a teacher. And the teacher isn't saying, figure out what I'm trying to tell you. Just observe me, student. They got a curriculum. They got live Zoom classes at the end of the week, Brother Wesley. We got a tech. They come with a textbook. See, when we go in the FOI class, they don't just say you should know this by now. Boy, you've been in the nation 7 years, boy. No, we still got to read the books together. See? They still see the same training. See, when we go to FOI class, they know these same brothers. Ain't no new brothers in here, Brother Cam. What they say? We finna go over our general orders, brothers. You should know we know the gen. What if they came in saying, y'all should know y'all general order? We going. No, we still going over general orders. See, still going over. Look, Sister Yasina, what am I saying wrong? Look, we still drill. We all know left, phase, right. We know that, but every FOI, come on, y'all. We finna do the drill again. We finna do the drill again. So we still, we go learn other things, but we have a teacher. But with the women, y'all can't teach us because we supposed to know. We supposed to learn from who? Okay, if I go to YouTube, all black women, let me not say all black women. Most black women agree. Y'all should learn us. So if I go to YouTube, ain't gonna be nothing but white women on there giving us tutorials. We don't want to learn from the white women how to take care of the black. Come on, brother. Come on, bear witness, brothers. Now, if I go to YouTube, how to take care of my wife. First one gonna come up is the white woman because the black woman not doing no tutorial because y'all don't want to tell us. Y'all want us to know it. So now I'm learning from Susie how to take care of Lakeisha from the hood. Now we getting in trouble because we treating y'all. See? Come on, we treating y'all how the white woman is teaching us. See? Now, when we come and we ask what's wrong, how do we help this? What answer we get? Learn me. Teach, look at me. Study me. They teach us, they do us like the honorable. When you see him, look at him. Wherever, so we gotta be like that. Whatever he said, listen to him. Wherever she says, we studying you like we supposed to be looking at the minister now. See, but at least the minister giving us he got Closing the Gap. We got Twitter. Look, we got Twitter Teachers 2.0, questions and answers. Come on now, brother. So they gotta teach us. We can't just learn. Look, when we want them to be our secretary, I can't just say, hey, come help me out. Well, how you want me to help you? Look at me. Wherever you see me go, look at me. Figure it out. No, y'all gonna want us to, hey, what's this meeting about? Okay, when do you have a meeting? Okay, tell me what time. Who is it with? Y'all gonna want some details. Y'all don't want us to just say, come be my secretary. Help me out. You don't know when, who, where, what, how. And what have we said? Just look at me. Study me. Look into my eyes. Look through my soul. Look in my mind and see what's going on. No, that wouldn't be fair, brothers. We would have to give them a little something, huh? Yeah. Now, if y'all got a rebuttal for that, we done. We cook. Oh, we cooking. If y'all got a rebuttal for that, y'all gotta know it's a little truth in there. Even if it ain't 100%, it's a little truth in there. So who next, Brother Wesley? Oh boy, I done got them with that. Oh, I wonder what they gonna come with that. I wonder what they got for that, bro. I know they got something though. They got something, Brother Wesley. Look, she already ready to respond. Who next? We ain't letting her go. Who next? Somebody else. Nah, go ahead, babe. Go ahead. Oh, Sister Naira. Let's go to Sister Naira.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
First and foremost, this is my second time on the power call. I was on yesterday, and forgive me, I don't have my camera on, but I just want to say I am truly inspired by these calls. I have my husband studying with me as well, and I've been married for 25 years, happily married, and I'm learning so much on these calls. And I just want to say, to answer your question about cultivation, and also let me just say this, thank you for everyone that has spoken as well. To answer your question about cultivation, I looked up the word cultivate, and from the Britannica Dictionary, it states here to prepare and use soil for growing plants, to grow and to care for plants, to grow or raise something under conditions that you can control, to improve, develop something, careful attention, training, or study, to try to become friendly with someone, usually to get some advantage for yourself. And as I looked at the different definitions and I started to just reflect on my marriage and what works with my marriage and with my husband and I, the first thing that came to my mind was prayer. You know, we cultivate our marriage through prayer. Like, that is essential in our marriage. We come together and we pray every day. Like, that's survival for us. So a couple that prays together, stays together, that's cultivation for me. And then I looked at the aspect of compromise. Marriage is about compromise, being willing to give and take in the marriage. And so, I'm sorry, my computer is dying. Okay, well, this time, if you can give me 1 second here. So I looked at the aspect of compromise, where and how do we compromise in our relationship to be able to meet the needs of both aspects, from his viewpoint and my viewpoint as well. And then when I looked at that word control in the essence of what I've learned through the technology, it means start, change, or stop, right? So what things in our marriage do we have to start? What things do we change? What things do we stop to ensure that the marriage is growing, is being cultivated? Hold on 1 second. All right, good. So I looked at it from that. And then the aspect of what are we willing to do, right? So for us in cultivating our marriage, it takes a lot of willingness. So we have to be willing to meet one another's needs, to be able to meet one another wants and our desires and taking responsibility for each other in the goals of our marriage. Like we have goals in our marriage. Like we have marriage goals, we have individual goals. And so we look at how do we help one another meet the individual goals, but we also take responsibility in the marriage goals. So that's another thing that we use to cultivate our marriage. And we pay attention to one another's likes and dislikes, like really pay attention. And then we don't offend one another, right? So we intentionally, and if we do, we work swiftly to correct the offense. Make sense? And then getting interested. Like there's some things that my husband do that I had to just really get interested in doing with him and build upon that. Find what I can like about it, find the best part of what he likes and then get interested in that. And I'm gonna close it up because I wrote down so much. And the last but not least, I'll just say this. Core values. What is your core values in your marriage? And sometimes you have to revisit those core values because as the relationship grow, the core values are going to grow. So and that's another thing. Last but not least, I notice my husband. Right. I notice things that he do. I notice things that he like. And he notices me. If it's just my nails, he goes, "Oh, babe, your nails look good." Yeah, so I guess that's all I want to say. So yeah, that's all I want to say. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. She said that is how you study and learn your okay. Well, see that's the thing, Brother Wesley. They say do it like we do everything else. I go to YouTube. I'm on YouTube. Let me show y'all what YouTube shows, y'all. Now, I was really joking when I said that about YouTube. But I went to YouTube and lo and behold, look at the first woman on that bad boy. Now, I ain't trying to hear from them. I'm trying to see from a woman's perspective. Now, look at that now. Boom. Look, boom. How to understand women. There, look. 7 conversations. White. Look, there they go. First black one. She talking about manipulation tactics. We not trying to get to that part. Look, here we go. Look, white. Then I said, well, look, white. Then I said, well, maybe it's because I put woman. Let's put wife in there. Look, who the first one come up? Understand. Look, she done put it on a chalkboard. See? Now we learn from her. Look. White. You see what I'm saying? White. So it's like, man, they on there teaching. Now listen, what I think y'all should do, sisters, y'all should start a YouTube channel. Call it The Power Call Women. And y'all just give relationship advice. And we'll study it. We'll look at it. We'll read it. See, I learned through video. See, it gotta be on video. If I hear something in person, I may forget about it. But if I see it on a video, now it clicks a little bit better. I'm a visual person. See? Visual. So I think you sisters, since y'all so passionate, and I actually think it'd be a great channel. I really do. It should be Sister Yasina, Sister Nani in there, Sister Sacred, Sister Tamora. All y'all need to create a Power Call YouTube channel. Tip and call it whatever tips. And it'll blow up. And we'll listen to it. And y'all will start to see us go. Now why? Okay, now come on. Come on now. Now it's your turn. I already thought of that when you said white women are only. See, you already thought about that. See? Now look at what the man done did. I done came up with a good idea. See, I done came up with a good idea that's finna blow everything up. See? That's an idea. Okay, go ahead. What's your rebuttal?
So, okay. Now, when I said to study and learn your woman, I did not mean, of course, there's no YouTube channel or no handbook specifically on each woman. So to study and to learn your woman like you do learn other things means listen to her, take notes of the things that she says. When you do have time, like give time to her specifically if that's something that's important to her. Be intentional about learning things directly from her. I think I said it like 2 days ago. If your woman, your husband, your spouse will tell you exactly what it is that they need and that they want. If you just take those things and apply it, you will never go wrong. But then also, like the sister just said, certain things like you notice about your spouse that they just do automatically. Like, for example, babe, yesterday, you have never bought me okra. You do realize that, right? You never bought me for the whole entire year of our marriage. You never bought me okra.
You
But
lying like a
yesterday,
mug.
no. Yesterday, you bought me okra 2 times because you noticed that when we went out to eat one time, I got okra and told you that I love okra. And you took that upon yourself to go out and buy me okra on the celebration of our anniversary. That is an example of learning your woman and then applying those things. You don't have to go to YouTube. Now, of course, now that you done said it, we're going to give a good little general class for the brothers on, ideas and certain things that you could do for your wife. But every woman is different. Everything is specific and tailored to her. She's going to tell you what it is that she just take the time to learn her directly from her. And I'm telling you, that's going to matter so much more because now you're giving her quality time, but then you're also taking the time out to commit to the things that make her happy and to the things that she needs. And I'm going to leave it alone at that, and I'll stay in the comment section. Assalamu alaikum. Sorry, Young Khan.
Walaikum salam. See, I'm paying attention a little bit. See? Now look, this is what she was supposed to do though. Oh, baby, you got me that okra. Oh, I've been waiting on that okra for, this time you came through with that okra, boy. I see you, boy. That's my day. There you go. Hey, babe, when you get that okra, boy, that be having me feeling so good. See, that's how she's supposed to respond. See, she's supposed to lay it heavy. That's how you're supposed to do it, sisters. See, that's how you make it. That's how you indirectly. That's how you indirectly say, now do it again. I want some more next week now. That's how you do that. See, now y'all teaching me. Now I'm teaching y'all. See, we both learning in that thing. You supposed to be like, okra? Boy, no, you got me that okra. Boy, see, you supposed to be you supposed to just be melting, man. That's how you do that. That's how you do it. Come on, brother Coach Khan, bring it home. We need some more points on the board.
Now, I was trying not to say nothing, y'all. First of all, Brother Ben, you got to get the okra. See, brothers, I'm gonna start with the brothers first. Brothers, look, women are complicated yet simple. Sisters, y'all let me know if I got it right. Hey, Brother Ben, they are complicated yet simple. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, and I quote, some brothers think they can satisfy their woman with something. Other brothers think they can satisfy their woman with nothing. He said, I'm here to tell you, you can't satisfy them with something and you can't satisfy them with nothing. Brothers, did y'all hear what I just said? You can't satisfy them with something and you can't satisfy them with nothing. I didn't say it. You don't like that? Argue with the minister. Hey, Brother Ben, pull it up. Domestic violence part 2. You need to put that on the watch list. Domestic violence part 2. 1991, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. That is the lecture I think we all would benefit from. Not yet. Look. So, ain't no mutant. Sister, I said we're going to start with the brothers. So, brothers, listen. Brother, we got to listen. So, I just want y'all to be clear. So, yeah, Sister Randisha, we going to listen now. So, Brother Ben, this is all we got to do. If we listen to them, they're going to tell us what they want, right? That's all we got to do. Don't say nothing. Just listen. Then when they tell us, we got to make a physical list. We got to write it down when they say it. We got to take notes. Now, I'm going to show you. Here's an example of their list right here. You ready? See, it ain't no long list, brother. This is how the list look right here. See, brothers, it's a small list.
They don't want much in it, Brother Ben. It is a small list of what they need. They don't ask for much. They just want you to appreciate them, to honor them, to tell them they pretty. The clothes they got on, they want you to adore them. They want you to take the baby sometime. They want you to make sure it's gas in the car. Sister, y'all ain't asking for much. Hey, Brother Ben, do you see this list right here? They don't want much at all. I'm telling you, the key to a woman's heart is simple.
No, don't mute him. Don't mute him. Hold on, Coach Gunn. They got you muted. Don't mute him. They don't mute.
Look, sister, I'm trying to help y'all. The list is small, brothers. That's all we got to do. Follow the list, okay? Sister, we love y'all. We got to do better. So we got to atone. We have to admit where we was wrong, brothers. We got to do better. We got to show her love and affection. We got to smile at her sometime. We got to put her arms around. We got to find out her love language. Yeah, go online, take your love language test, figure it out. Now to my sisters, check this out right here. This for the sisters, right? I don't want nobody. See, they telling me to stop the cat, but I'm quoting the minister. Y'all think I'm lying? Look at this book right here. 7 speeches. All right, here we go. Check this out now. This for the sisters. Sister, I want y'all. This ain't me. This the minister. Listen to this now. He said, I just want to say this. This man knows, listen carefully, sister. This man knows that by nature, he is in authority over a woman. All men know this. Can I get a witness? He said, all men know this. He said their nature teaches them this. Most of us are not the type of man we should be, but a woman has to know how to help to develop the qualities within a man today. Sister, take notes now. He said, you have a unique job, black sister, but it's a beautiful job if you sincere. You know how to get up to a man and get some money for some shoes. It's getting quiet in the comments. He said, you know how to get up to a man to get a coat. You know how to say little things to make him do what you want him to do. You can also say little subtle things to correct him if he's wrong. Now, think about this now. The minister said 99% of the time, the woman is right. That's for the record, sister. Yeah, I'm going to say that one more time. He said 99% of the time, you are right. But it is the way in which you deliver what you are right about that can nullify what you are right about. It's the delivery. The delivery. I wish somebody would let me get back to the quote. Now look at it. He said, you can also say little subtle things to correct him if he's wrong without loud talking him. It just takes tact and thought. But when a woman runs her mouth at a man, that kills his love for her. I don't care what kind of bad man he is. I'm telling you, no man, and I just raised my voice like that because it's in capital letters, y'all. No man in his right mind likes to hear a woman's mouth running off at him. So, sister, look, watch this right here. So here go a key right here. Here it goes, sister. You ready for it? Listen now. Watch this right here, sister. It's hard to do now, but y'all could do it. But sometimes all you got to do is just be quiet. Look, man, they didn't catch that. Look now. I'm going to say it one more time. This all you got to do, Sister Nani. Look, sometimes I'm just telling y'all. Look, just right here. It's real hard to do. Just look. Just be quiet. Right when you get ready to say it, don't say nothing. Don't say, just go. Don't even say that out loud. Just a silent You can, if you do the out loud, you gonna mess with our authority, our nature, and we gonna say, what you say? Then it's gonna escalate. You go high, we gonna go higher. You go high, we gonna go higher. And then everybody gonna be trying to play a solo at the same time. I'm almost done. Look at this now. He said, I know this is hard talk, but listen. He said, by nature, he knows he's in authority. And if he says something and he is wrong, and you know he's wrong, then how are you going to get him to see he's wrong without upsetting him, making him angry? You can do it. Well, honey, you know that could be so. But have you ever looked at it like this? Or wait until a better time, then you can drop it in on him and he'll begin to think, he'll begin to change his own mind. He said women have an artful way of planting suggestions in a man's mind, and the man will think it's his own idea when you know doggone well it's yours. Is that right? This is what you have to do. If you want to help the man be a man today, there's a certain sacrifice that you have to make to produce the man because he is not here. Ooh, I'm gonna say that part one more time. You thought you married a man. You didn't know, sister, when you married that man, you was raising another child. I'm just saying now. You thought that you had a man. See, the scriptures say, let us make man. Who do you think that us is? That's you. You got to help make us because we not a man. We have been reduced by our enemies to be a degree below nothing, and he has raised you above us. So as we hear that the black man is God, we want to be God over everything. We ain't even God over our own appetite, but we going to be God over you. We're going to try this thing out. Sister, you better have my plate ready. You better get this done right now. Because we just went to class and they told us we was God. So everything supposed to bow down to us. So we got to learn how to use our power. I'm just saying, sister, to get this book right here. 7 speeches by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Look, one more thing. Look at this. He said, that man is not here. He said he has to be made. So the woman has to sacrifice. And one of the things you have to sacrifice is the impulse. The what? The impulse to always tell him you're wrong. Or shut up, I know the way. Or you can't tell me nothing, nigga. I don't need you. You ain't my father. I just added the you ain't my father part. He said, when you talk like that, you see the man swelling up and you know he can't talk as fast as you. And he probably can't talk as accurately. And he can't talk as well because most of the time you are better educated than he is because the white man fixed it that way. And oftentimes you make more money than he does because the white man fixed it that way. So he feels pretty bad to begin with. So when you get up in his chest, well, look, nigga, I don't like that. Well, naturally, the only way he can cool you down is to put his fist in your mouth. The brother does not want to hit you in your mouth, but you made him do it. And then after you make him do it, you say that man is a brute. Now I didn't say this, sister. The minister said this. Get this book, y'all. That's all I'm saying now. Look, hey, brother, don't hit. The minister said, if he hear that we putting our hands on our wife, he said, if I could, I would throw your butt over the moon. So we ain't got to go there, brother. We just got to get smarter. We got to take notes. Like I said, it's a small list. Just take notes. Then you got the answer to that. That's all I wanted to add to it, Brother Ben. Hey, Brother Ben, get that video, Domestic Violence Part 2 by the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. And a lot of these questions that we had on this call will be answered in that lecture right there. And with that, I land the plane. Sister, thank y'all so much for just being quiet, just listening a little bit. That's all I'm saying. We need to bend a little bit. Don't know what the dog don't even come when we call it. So sometimes y'all stroke our ego and make us feel better. Just go ahead, black God. I see you. Look at you, black man. We let you like a little encouragement. We just do it all for you. Who y'all think we buying that Baccarat Rouge cologne for? Who y'all think we getting that Issey Miyake for and that Dior Sauvage? We getting it for you. We get the haircut for you, baby. It's all for you. Just, if you encourage it, see, you water the plant, it's going to keep growing. That's all I want to say. Thank y'all. Assalamu alaikum. I tried not to get started, Brother Ben. They made me do it, though. Assalamu alaikum.
Boy, he pulled out that long list, boy. It's a long list now. Look, and they try to make it seem so simple. It's just all you got to do is remember the 700-page book. They got a book like Dr. Wesley book with cliff footnotes and everything. Said all you got to do is study it. Where one of Dr. Wesley books at? Y'all seen Dr. Wesley books? Where one of his books at? Yeah, the Book of God. Here it is. Look at the Book of God. Look, you get the Book of God, and then I know it, and then small word. Look, all you gotta do is study it. That's it. All you gotta do is read. All you gotta do is look and learn it. Look, there it is, right there. Look, then sister Sacred say. Look, this was Sister Sacred said. Sister Sacred say, go hug him. Just all you gotta do is hug, Brother Ben. Then she said, now don't just go hug and say Sister Sacred hug, because then that ain't gonna be enough. So now I'm hugging wrong. See, now we hugging wrong. So brothers, we got our work out for us. But no, on a serious note, man, this has been a very, very, very good power call. It's exciting. I know we kind of been doing like a little righteous competition, but you know, I wanted really both sides to kind of hear each other, you know, and it's good because now you can finally hear from the sister side, you can hear from the brother side, and we can say, all right, man, okay, I can see some areas where I need to improve. Or a lot of areas. Oh, okay, I see some areas where I got to improve too. And hopefully somebody can come back and say, hey, man, I've been listening to them power calls. I've been doing better. I've been feeling better. And, you know, even if it's just 1 inch, better, you know, we doing our job on the power call. So, man, I thank you all for listening this morning. we probably got, do we got anybody else that wanted to go? So dramatic. No, y'all so dramatic. Yeah, y'all so dramatic. If we say y'all was dramatic, now if we say y'all dramatic, what would happen, Brother West? Oh, boy, we'll be the most insensitive brothers in the world. Oh, see, they can say certain things we can't say. So y'all gotta start noticing that little stuff. See that y'all noticing. See, if we call y'all dramatic, then what? See? Oh, it's the world about to end. It's finna be 2012, December, when everybody thought the world was gonna end. If we say that, okay, we ain't got nobody else. All right, y'all. So the replay, I don't know if we got the replay up from yesterday. Let me see. I don't know if we got the replay up from yesterday. But tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Central Time, we're gonna be back and we're gonna listen probably to a Q&A tomorrow from the minister. Oh, we got it. No, we didn't get that up. So we'll get yesterday's up from yesterday's power call up inside of the power call. And then we'll get this one up as soon as possible as well. And make sure y'all go share your testimonials. This has been a powerful week. It's been a real fun week. See, this how it should be. This how it should be. It shouldn't be always super serious. Well, let me not say this is how it should be. I enjoyed this week because I can't speak for everybody else. And I've heard the minister actually say, yeah, I can say this. The minister has actually said it's good when you got a little laughter in there. See, it ain't always super serious. You know, he makes it, when he talk about serious topics, he adds a little laughter in there because, shoot, we going through it in our lives. Boy, the power call is probably the only time some of y'all can come on here and laugh and smile. So it's cool to learn like this. And, you know, we laughing, but we know some seriousness in there and some points that she's hitting. Oh, damn, boy, that showed me I got to improve. But it ain't talking down. It's like, okay, shoot, we vibing, we growing with each other. It's light. You know what I mean? So I like these type of things. This has been very informative. And hopefully for those who've been going through some problems, you heard some things that you can fix, and maybe your spouse heard some things that they can fix. And next week, you can get it together, or we all can get it together. Yeah, Minister Louis Farrakhan said learning should be fun. There was one question I wanted to answer. It was sent to me directly, and it was about sister. I forgot what she said now. She said something about, let me try to see if I can find it. It's way up there. I forgot. I just remember now. Something about doing for self. She said, Man, it's way up there, boy. We've been on a roll in these comments. Basically, when do you ask? Oh, I think it was something about asking for help, not knowing how to ask for help. And then she ended off with, what didn't the minister say, do for self, or am I wrong? Something like that. So let me clarify doing for self. Doing for self does not mean you don't get help. In other words, do for self, but not by yourself. Okay? Do for self, but not by yourself. Do for self in context. And message to the black man is about when we were pretty much damn near 100% dependent on the white man or our enemy for our salvation or our growth. If I'm working with you to build a school for our people, it's not that I'm not doing for self because I'm helping you. We as a people are doing for self, our own kind, our family, our nation. If that was the case, if we take it that way, the Honorable Ava Muhammad or the minister wouldn't have a secretary. He wouldn't have local representatives. He wouldn't have local ministers. He wouldn't have all these different people that's helping him with the mission. Master Farah Muhammad wouldn't have had a secretary. He'll be writing everything himself. He'll be calculating everything. You see what I'm saying? So it's not literally do for self like, no, you can't help me. I gotta. No. This is when we are in a position where our enemy is the only one that's employing us, and we have to separate and do something for ourselves as a people, because it's kind of like a marriage. He said, if you can't get along in peace, well, I kind of mixed that. It's kind of like a marriage. And the minister said, if we can't get along together in peace with justice, then we have to separate and do something for ourselves. Now it is like a marriage when you are getting beat by someone and you're getting hit and y'all just can't come together and it's just not, you can't reconcile it. Then you got to separate. And now you got to do something for yourself, because you can't keep yourself in a position having to depend on someone that's beating on you. They don't respect you. They ain't feeding you. They just ain't doing nothing for you besides maybe taking care of where you live. You can't stay in that type of environment, so you got to separate. So that's the context when we're speaking about doing for self. You indeed should get help. If God works through human beings, where are we going to get the help from? Y'all see what I'm saying? Like, ain't no mystery, God. So when you're going through something, God is going to answer this through a human being. He ain't swooping down like no ghost. It ain't gonna, you ain't gonna magically, get help with a relationship. You ain't gonna magically get help with your business. A person, a being, something of material that spirit dwells in is what's gonna bring you the help. So no, don't take that. No, I done heard that though. I done heard people say, oh, you supposed to do for self. I done heard people try to take poor righteous teacher out of context, as if poor righteous teacher mean we're supposed to be literally monetarily poor. So no, that ain't what that mean. And just look at, and so when you get confused about that type of stuff, just kind of look at it. Hey, was the Honorable Elijah Muhammad poor? Oh, he couldn't have meant that then. Like, it's just, and I can get how it can be, misconstrued. And I know some people have either unintentionally or intentionally done it, taking it out of context. But no, get all the help that you need. We need a savior in our condition. Don't fall in the trap of these people online talking about, I'll self-savior and saving myself. No, because sometimes the minister said a man can't see himself. Because see, if it's only me, I'm always right. Until my business partner say, but consider this, Brother Ben. Oh, man, you know what? Dang, you're right. I didn't even think about that part. See what I'm saying? I may have an idea. Hey, let's do this. Let's do this. Man, I think this would be good for the people. And it is. And then Sean had to say, but Brother Ben, just letting you know what I see on the back end. That's a lot of fulfillment, man. We're going to have to die. We ain't really. Oh, yeah. Damn, I didn't even think about that. You're right. So you all, the blind spots, I may have some on my nose and I can't see it. So don't turn away help. Don't fall in line with this stuff that I'm leading myself and all that stuff, man. Ain't nothing wrong with following somebody and listening to somebody if they have truth, no matter who it is. Get all the help that we need. Stop trying to do everything by yourself. I had to learn that. Especially growing up as the only child, man, and having to learn everything. I just do it myself. But you can't really grow like that. Businesses don't grow like that. The white man world didn't grow like that. Slavery didn't grow like that. I don't know. I can't really think of nothing that's been successful that's grown like that with one person doing everything. About the nation didn't grow like that. I don't have an example of what grew without somebody helping. Now, some people had more, of course, different statuses and more important roles, or they was looked at, higher, but they wouldn't even be able to be who they are without the people maybe that has gone unnamed or unknown and haven't been shouted out. That's why I like to try to always say, man, like when an elder say what I'm doing in the nation, I always say, hey man, we standing on y'all shoulders. Assalamu alaikum wouldn't even probably be known or spread it like it is amongst the black community without y'all sacrifice, without y'all persecution and being shot by police and having to go through what they went through back in the day and all that. We wouldn't be able to freely be known and, oh man, you with the nation, all respect, if it wasn't for the people who's unknown that are knocked on thousands of doors and hundreds of doors and been persecuted and die. And now when we come, now we got a reputation and all that. You know what I mean? We wouldn't be able to do that without the ones who was that we don't know. They not Brother Neary, they not Malcolm, they not the minister, they not Sister Ava, Doctor. The ones that we know. No, we are known. They are known because of the ones who was going on and putting in work behind the scenes. And that's how you are. And as I close with this, those of you who think of yourselves to be insignificant, oh, I'm always behind the scenes. Seek refuge and know in Allah and know that Allah knows, your role. There's certain influencers, businesses, people that's known that would not be known without their admin team, without their customer service team, without the people that do the real work behind the scenes. They wouldn't be known. So just be comfortable and know yourself enough that you are still significant in this work. You still significant in this work, even if you're not the speaker. You may be the one who prepares the notes. You may be the one that keeps him on time. You just as significant as the one who is delivering the message. Brother Jabril is just as significant. Now, this is just me speaking. I don't want nobody to say, oh, this is me speaking. To me, Brother Jabril is just as significant as the minister because he's the one that was able to get it to the minister and open his eyes up again. What would we be if he didn't do his work, his job, his duty of opening our eyes again? You see what I'm saying? So he wrote that letter. He got the minister, hey man, read this. Come on, Brother Jabril. Poor brother, he just don't want to let it go. Then once he read it, oh, now I see from a different perspective. But I wouldn't have been impacted by the minister new videos and latest videos, or millions of people wouldn't know him. Maybe Brother Jabril didn't do his job. And I'm pretty sure there's some people on Brother Jabril team that we have no idea about that helped him. See? So all of us got some type of role in this, and we all not going to have the big name, but we have the big name in helping the one who has the big name. Because remember, and our Savior has arrived, it said we are all Allahs. And I ain't going back and forth with you about it. Okay? So thank y'all for listening, man. And we'll see you guys, inshallah, tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Central Time. Peace. No outro today because I ain't trying to mess up.